Hello everybody and welcome to Season 1 Episode 3 of Mike Cadaver's Horror Pub Trivia. I am Mike Cadaver.
And I'm Betty Cadaver. And tonight we're coming to you live from the Cadaver Tavern.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Emotep.
Emotep who?
Emotep who? You might want to be a little careful what you say about the Chancellor to the Pharaoh. He could come back anytime and get you.
That was a stupid joke.
Actually, you know what? You might be right. I've been waiting 15 years to tell that joke, and now that it's out, woof.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk about tonight's topic. The first one is the obligatory warm-up. Then we have the Masters of Horror, either written or directed by the Masters. And finally, 10 questions all about your favorite monsters.
So why don't I do this? Why don't I just tell the people about how the show works?
Oh, wait. We have, this gorilla that's like sole purpose in life is to tell us all about the show.
I cannot believe I forgot that.
I don't know.
Let's take it away, Trivia Gorilla.
Hi, me Trivia Gorilla. Me tell you how to play horror trivia. There are 3 rounds of 10 questions. We'll ask the questions and give you 15 seconds to answer, with a spot to pause the video if you need more time. After all the questions in the round have been asked and you've had a chance to answer, we'll go over the questions again with the correct answer. There will be a break between rounds. Obviously, you're welcome to play this trivia any way you want, but here are a couple of suggestions. Grab a pen and paper and keep track of your answers as they come in, and keep score however you want. Or go on your phone to trivia.corpsecollective.com and use that website to create a game session for you and your friends to play together wherever you are. Just know that the questions on the app are multiple choice, so it may be easier if you go to the website. You'll see a link as to how to use the app. Click that if you have any questions. The app will grade and score your answers and let you know how you did versus your friends. So, Trivia Gorilla says, have fun.
You know what?
What?
I think that he is made to tell the rules and how this game works. Anyways, I hope you guys are ready for the onslaught of questions because we're about to get started.
Good luck.
Question number 1. In the Eli Roth movie The Green Inferno, who abducts a group of student activists after their plane crashes in the Peruvian jungle? Number 2. What 2005 movie involves a group of friends who get trapped in a cave and encounter strange bloodthirsty creatures? Number 3. Ju-on from 2002 was the inspiration for what American horror movie? Number 4. In this 1999 remake, a number of subjects believe they are part of a study on insomnia and end up being terrorized by Hugh Crane. Name this movie. Number 5. Name the movie by this dialogue. One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires. Number 6. This 2010 movie involved unwilling participants in a Nazi doctor's sadistic experiments. Number 7. In what film series does the government sanction an annual 12-hour period during which all criminal activity is legal? Number 8. What is the name of the virus that infected most of the people living in the UK in 2002's 28 Days Later? Number 9. What post-apocalyptic horror TV series is based on the comic book series created by Robert Kirkman? Number 10. Name the John Carpenter movie that this line comes from. Trust is a tough thing to come by these days. Question number 1. In the Eli Roth movie The Green Inferno, who abducts a group of student activists after their plane crashes in the Peruvian jungle? A tribe of cannibals. The Green Inferno's title was taken from the working title of Cannibal Holocaust, a film directed by Ruggiero Deodato and released in 1980. Eli and his crew actually went to the Peruvian jungle to film and got real natives to star in this film. A bit of funny trivia, the tribe offered the production designer a 2-year-old child as thanks for allowing them to be in the film. The production designer has raised this child as his own ever since. Jokes, thankfully he politely declined the offer. Number 2. What 2005 movie involves a group of friends who get trapped in a cave and encounter strange bloodthirsty creatures? The Descent. Written and directed by Neil Marshall, and arguably his best film, this movie was once described to me as a ton of parkouring, is that a word? Golems on crack trying to kill a bunch of hot spelunkers. This film not only has some of the creepiest monsters shown in film, but since the movie takes place in a series of caves and underground rooms, the feeling of claustrophobia takes this film over the top. Number 3. Ju-on from 2002 was the inspiration for what American horror movie? The Grudge from 2004. Around the turn of the century, the movie Ringu was remade as The Ring. This started a trend of Japanese horror movies being remade for Western audiences, and some of these included Dark Water, originally from 2002, remade in 2005, One Missed Call, 2003 originally, and 2008 when it was remade, and Pulse from 2001 was remade in 2006. Number 4. In this 1999 remake, a number of subjects believe they are part of a study on insomnia and end up being terrorized by Hugh Crane. The Haunting. In my opinion, an underrated movie. Liam Neeson's and Catherine Zeta-Jones are on fire while Lily Taylor was out of her mind as Nell. This was a remake of the 1963 movie by the same name. Number 5. Name the movie by this dialogue. One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires. The Lost Boys from 1987. In 1987, preteen Mike Cadaver saw this movie and he all of a sudden knew what cool was. These days, old Mike Cadaver watches this movie and realizes cool hasn't changed one bit in all these years. This movie stars Jason Patric, Kiefer Sutherland, and the Coreys, and this is about as good as it gets for vampire films. Number 6. This 2010 movie involved unwilling participants in a Nazi doctor's sadistic experiments. The Human Centipede, first sequence. Now, I've seen a lot of Nazi atrocities in movies in my life. I've seen all the Nazi-exploitation films from the 70s, but leave it up to Tom Six, the writer and director of Human Centipede, to decide to make a movie about a Nazi doctor still working on his experiments, and feels like a great idea is to create some ass-to-mouth action. If I'm ever in this situation, I'd better be the first in line. Number 7. In what film series does the government sanction an annual 12-hour period during which all criminal activity is legal? The Purge series. At the time of this recording, the Purge series has 5 films and 2 seasons of a TV series. It's my guess that there will be more. What a wild idea for a series. This one idea, that everything is legal for 12 hours once a year, is fertile ground for so much content. Number 8. What is the name of the virus that infected most of the people living in the UK in 2002's 28 Days Later? The Rage virus. This was an epiphany to zombie lovers when this first came out in 2002. I don't know if it was the first running zombie movie or not, and don't even get me started with the argument if it's considered a zombie movie or not. That was so 2010, guys. This gave new blood to a stale zombie genre now over 20 years old. We're accustomed to seeing running zombies, but at the time, it was quite a shock. Number 9. What post-apocalyptic horror TV series is based on the comic book series created by Robert Kirkman? The Walking Dead. Bros, you should have got this one for sure. And speaking of a stale zombie genre, this series has some of the best zombie effects ever to be put on screen. Involving all the guys from the vaunted K&B effects in one way or another, this was destined to be a big success. Whether it's good or not, I don't know. That's to each their own, I guess. Number 10. Name the John Carpenter movie that this line comes from. Trust is a tough thing to come by these days. The Thing from 1982. My personal favorite movie directed by John Carpenter, the only thing that overshadows probably the best practical effects in the 80s was Wilford Brimley's tour de force performance. This film that starred Kurt Russell and Keith David showed us just how to do a movie about isolation and paranoia.
It lives 50 feet beneath the streets. It's 36 feet long. It weighs over 2,000 pounds. It's killed 5 people already. And it's about to break out. Alligator. Prepare yourself for paralyzing shocks, gruesome horror, terrifying suspense. Unsurpassed terror runs amok as a mindless, mist-spawned abomination from outer space is unleashed upon an unsuspecting world. Humanity seems powerless to stop it. Alien terror. If you see this movie alone in your lounge room, you may never be the same again.
G'day, I'm Liam.
I'm Chalky.
We're the creators of
Thrash
or F Off. Do you want to learn more about the bands we have featured on this web series? or just check them out? Well, you can have a listen to them on our Spotify playlist, Thrash or F*** Off.
You can check us out at our Facebook page or our Instagram page if you want to learn more about the bands.
Please also support OSI 74's myriad of programming on their Roku channel. Or if you're like us poor Aussies and don't have a Roku, you can check out their content on their brand new website.
I hope you're enjoying the series right now.
We've had a lot of fun making it.
Sure have.
Thrash or F*** Off. Who the f*** keeps doing that? Seriously!
From the Church of the Subgenius and the Bulgata Time Control Labs.
SubgeniusFoundation.bandcamp.com.
With more than 10 hours of eargasmic ecstasy. Only $10 per album or $1 per track. Pull the wool over your own eyes all over again with Sister Melodious Chops. Dr. Ahmed Fishmonger. Brother Cleve Donut Duncan. Jehovah Hates Fred. Artemia Selena. The El Queso All-Stars. Noral Prep. Dr. Onan Cannelbite. And many, many more. Spend money, gain slack. Order now.
All rights reserved. All other materials are copyright by their respective owners. Any similarities between anyone living or dead is purely coincidental. If redness continues, please consult a physician. Children under 18 need not apply. Void where prohibited. Offer expires while we wait. Operators are standing by.
All right, so here we are. Maybe why don't you tell me who your favorite master of horror is?
Well, I don't know. What would you really consider a master of horror?
I would consider somebody who is a writer or director of the genre who continually makes wonderful movie after wonderful movie and is known for their genre entries.
So, you'd consider John Carpenter a master?
Without a doubt.
Well, then how do you explain Ghosts of Mars?
See, I don't know what your problem is with Ice Cube fighting a bunch of Marilyn Manson fans.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept.
Let's get into round two.
Question number 1. In Candyman, a film loosely based on a novella named The Forbidden by Clive Barker, what insects are closely associated with the titular character? Question number 2. Name this 1986 movie directed by David Cronenberg based on this line. Be afraid, be very afraid. Question number 3. Who directed the film The Shining, 1980, a film based on a Stephen King book, but was originally disavowed by Stephen King? Question number 4. What was the name of the killer mortician in Don Coscarelli's 1979 movie Phantasm? Question number 5. In Takashi Miike's thriller, Audition, 1999, what did the main character use to meet his future killer? Question number 6. Which film in George Romero's Of the Living Dead series was presented in the found footage style? Question number 7. In Sam Raimi's 2009 film, Drag Me to Hell, what ended up being the cursed object that led to everything unraveling? Question number 8. What John Carpenter film's plot revolves around a drifter who discovers a box of special sunglasses? Question number 9. What 1989 film did Wes Craven write and direct where the main antagonist's name was Horace Pinker? Question number 10. Which film that was directed by Stuart Gordon was based on a work by H.P. Lovecraft that told the story of a medical student that wasn't content with thinking that death was the end? Question number 1. In Candyman, a film loosely based on a novella named The Forbidden by Clive Barker, what insects are closely associated with the titular character? Bees. Bees are a huge part of this film. They are at the core of how Daniel Robitaille was murdered. I would say that out of the greatest performances by bees in a movie, this is the second best performance after Nick Cage's The Wicker Man. And it isn't close. Nobody can beat a bee scene where you have Nick Cage screaming, "Bees!" Question number 2. Name this 1986 movie directed by David Cronenberg based on this line. Be afraid, be very afraid. The Fly. I think when I saw this for the first time, I learned how flies ate, and have been grossed out ever since. This is, in my opinion, the best Jeff Goldblum has ever been. His descent into madness is truly harrowing. The less human he looks, the less human he becomes. We're all lucky that we got to join him on this ride. Question number 3. Who directed the film The Shining, 1980, a film based on a Stephen King book, but was originally disavowed by Stephen King? Stanley Kubrick. Before the memes, The Shining was one of the most interesting films of all time, not just because of what's in the movie, but the conspiracy theories that go along with this movie. Check out the documentary, Room 237, for more of those theories. Question number 4. What was the name of the killer mortician in Don Coscarelli's 1979 movie Phantasm? The Tall Man. So, if you were to ask me if I were into tall men, I'd say yes. But if you were to ask me if I'm into tall man, maybe not so much. Angus Scrimm, who played the creepy tall man in Phantasm, and all of its sequels, may have been an imposing and intimidating figure in those movies, but I've been told that he was as sweet as they come in real life. By the way, check him out as Vlad in the original Subspecies. Boy! Question number 5. In Takashi Miike's thriller, Audition, 1999, what did the main character use to meet his future killer? Fake film casting call. What kind of world do we live in where, when a man puts on a fake audition for a role in a fake film just to find a woman to love, it goes bad? I mean, not as if this isn't as manipulative as it gets or anything. Jokes, I almost think that this guy deserves what he got. Question number 6. Which film in George Romero's Of the Living Dead series was presented in the found footage style? Diary of the Dead, 2007. George Romero will always be the father of modern zombie movies. Many of his early ones are considered absolute classics. But have you seen anything after Land of the Dead? Woof. Regardless, he'll always be a master of horror. Question number 7. In Sam Raimi's 2009 film, Drag Me to Hell, what ended up being the cursed object that led to everything unraveling? A button. This movie probably has the most blatant and grossest case of an old woman gumming her prey. People love this movie, but still I feel like it's criminally underrated. A Sam Raimi movie through and through. Because of this movie, I'll always make sure that a gypsy never gets a hold of any of my buttons. Question number 8. What John Carpenter film's plot revolves around a drifter who discovers a box of special sunglasses? They Live, 1988. This movie is awesome and has the most epic lines and an all-time fight scene. Rowdy Roddy Piper is hilarious in this. And that fight scene with Keith David that clocks in at around 8 minutes might be the best unintentional, or maybe intentional, I don't know, scene in film history. Heavy with the social commentary, this movie still manages to be super entertaining while sharing a message. Question number 9. What 1989 film did Wes Craven write and direct where the main antagonist's name was Horace Pinker? Shocker. Dude, let's be real. We all know Mitch Pileggi as the even-keeled Walter Skinner on The X-Files. But for my money, it doesn't get any better than Mitch Pileggi as Horace Pinker in Shocker. No limit to his craziness. It's a GD shame that we never got a sequel with Mitch reprising the leading role. Question number 10. Which film that was directed by Stuart Gordon was based on a work by H.P. Lovecraft that told the story of a medical student that wasn't content with thinking that death was the end? Reanimator, 1985. So, it's story time. I once had this friend who wasn't into horror much, and he asked me what a good movie to start out with was. So I offered up Reanimator for him to watch. Let's just say that the scene where the severed head gives head to Megan Halsey as she's tied to a gurney is a little shocking to normals.
When a houseboat is stricken by a meteor in the swamps of Florida, it signals the arrival of the alien dead. The alligators weren't enough to sustain their hunger for flesh and blood. So the alien dead set their sights on the inhabitants of a small town. The alien dead, more frightening than Carrie, more spine-tingling than The Exorcist. When the alien dead finds you, you will be deader than Mother's Day at an orphanage. The alien dead are here now. Are you prepared? Starts Friday at the Hollywood Drive-In. Alien dead.
In the basement of one of the country's leading medical schools, Dr. Edward Jessup, candidate for a Nobel Prize, is conducting the most dangerous experiment in the history of science, and the subject of the experiment is himself.
Ask him what kind of an experience I can expect. The noise is deafening.
It's blacked out.
What happens during these blackout periods is you get the feeling of phenomenal acceleration, like you're being shot out over millions, billions of years. Time simply obliterates.
Now, I'm asking you to put the experiment off until we understand a little more in order to minimize the risk.
Wait.
I'm really frightened.
What the hell was that?
We could be screwing around with this whole genetic structure. Now, how do we stop this?
Millions of years stored away in that computer bank we call our minds. We have got trillions of dormant genes in us, our whole evolutionary past. Perhaps I've tapped into that.
I'm a professor of endocrinology at Harvard Medical School. I'm an attending physician at the Peter Bent Brigham Hospital. And I'm not going to listen to any more of your mumbo-jumbo. I'm going to show you this to a radiologist. Because I believe it. I want this thing stopped.
The most terrifying experiment in the history of science is out of control.
Now on OSI 74 comes the first fully animated horror host show. Joe Bob Briggs gives 4 stars. Screaming Soup. Ride with Dead West Stethoscope from Hell Billy as they tear horror a new a-hole. With straight shooting reviews of your favorite B-movies while on two-fisted sci-fighting rodeo adventures into the wild weird west. If you want to scream, come scream with us at Screaming Soup. Now on OSI 74.
We heard how much you love Fatas burgers, but what if you could eat 2 of our burgers at the same time?
Introducing the Grand Fatas.
It's a burger within a burger.
That's right.
Bread,
Lettuce,
tomato,
onions,
meat,
and mayo.
Bread, lettuce, tomato,
onions,
meat, mayo, bread, and bread.
It's the Grand Fatas.
$9.95.
Still hungry? It's a double Grand Fatas.
Bread,
lettuce,
tomato,
onions,
meat,
mayo,
bread, lettuce,
tomato, onions, meat,
mayo,
bread,
lettuce,
tomato, onions,
meat,
mayo,
bread, and bread.
It's a double Grand Fatas.
$11.95.
Not enough for you? Then grab a triple Grand Fatas. Bread, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, and mayo, bread, and bread. It's the triple Grand Fatas.
Only $14.95.
No, still hungry? Then grab a quadruple Grand Fatas. Lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, bread, lettuce, tomato, onions, meat, mayo, onions, meat, mayo, onions, meat, mayo, onions, meat, mayo.
Sleazy B Martini, Aishi, Albatross, Japan. Into studio! They've got Prince. They've got Kaiju. What else is there? Albatross, Japan.
Have you ever tuned into a television channel that wasn't quite right? It may have just been OSI.
So for round 3, we've got 10 questions all about monsters. New monsters, old monsters, and everything in between.
You know, babe, you're my favorite monster.
Oh yeah, is that because I'm big and hairy, kind of like a Sasquatch?
Big, hairy, but I was thinking more like a rabbit hippo.
Why?
That big mouth. Just kidding, babe. You know that I love you.
Let's get into round 3.
Number 1. What is the name of a 1990 film about a group of people fighting for survival against giant worm-like monsters hungry for their flesh? Number 2. What movie features an alien hunter hiding in the jungle, using trees and camouflage to hunt his prey? Number 3. What 1981 film is about a group of teenage friends trapped in a carnival funhouse with the freakish maniac? Number 4. What snack is Tallahassee searching for in the zombie film Zombieland from 2009? Number 5. What Clive Barker movie focuses on monsters who inhabit the underground city of Midian? Number 6. David Naughton and Griffin Dunne play a pair of unfortunate backpackers in this 1981 classic. Name this movie. Number 7. A thick fog rolls in after a powerful storm, bringing deadly creatures in what 2007 film directed by Frank Darabont? Number 8. What mythical creature did Hadley hope to see as a killer in The Cabin in the Woods from 2011? Number 9. In the 1985 film Cat's Eye, what creature attempts to steal the life out of a young Drew Barrymore? Number 10. Why does Lance Henriksen's character summon the demon Pumpkinhead? Number 1. What is the name of a 1990 film about a group of people fighting for survival against giant worm-like monsters hungry for their flesh? Tremors. Michael Gross has been milking this series for 7 movies so far, and I have to say I love it. Also, Kevin Bacon is hilarious in this and has the greatest line in all of the series when he looks at a dead graboid and says, "Fuck you." Number 2. What movie features an alien hunter hiding in the jungle using trees and camouflage to hunt his prey? It's Predator from 1987. One of the greatest action movies of the 80s included an overabundance of muscles, manliness, and one-liners. Brilliant setup for this story and excellent Predator design make this one of the best sci-fi horror movies ever to be released. Number 3. What 1981 film is about a group of teenage friends trapped in a carnival funhouse with the freakish maniac? The Funhouse. This underrated Tobe Hooper film portrays a dark haunted house ride exactly how it should be in real life. I wouldn't expect a traveling circus to be run like a highbrow ballet or symphony with pristine exhibits, but portrayed as dark, sleazy in the trailers and the dirty backstage. Not only that, but the resident aged prostitute ready to service the disfigured albino also adds a nice touch of sleaziness. Yikes. Number 4. What snack is Tallahassee searching for in the zombie film Zombieland from 2009? Twinkies. I mean, it seems a little ridiculous that Tallahassee would be so obsessed with obtaining a Twinkie. I can't even remember the last time I even ate a Twinkie. Actually, maybe it's been too long and I shouldn't even be talking about subjects I don't know much about. Probably doesn't hurt in the apocalypse that they never have an expiration date. Number 5. What Clive Barker movie focuses on monsters who inhabit the underground city of Midian? Nightbreed from 1990. Big with horror fans, not so big with normals, I totally get it. Clive Barker has a way of writing and describing things in his books that are so difficult to show on film. If you think I'm lying, read the story Cabal by Clive Barker and compare how they are described to how they were in this film. It's not very close, but Clive Barker's brain works on a different level than the rest of us. Number 6. David Naughton and Griffin Dunne play a pair of unfortunate backpackers in this 1981 classic. Name this movie. The question comes up from time to time about what the greatest werewolf movie is of all time. This movie and The Howling are two that continue to be at the top of the list. I wouldn't say that there's an abundance of really great werewolf movies. However, whether or not this is the GOAT, it's definitely a must-see for all horror fans. Number 7. A thick fog rolls in after a powerful storm, bringing deadly creatures in what 2007 film directed by Frank Darabont? The Mist. Frank Darabont, to me, is an underrated writer/director. It's true that he only directed 11 movies as of right now, but his writing has been awesome. Number 8. What mythical creature did Hadley hope to see as a killer in The Cabin in the Woods from 2011? A merman. Is this not one of the best horror comedies of all time? I'm asking right now. This is a movie that at the time came out of left field for me, and I love it for both its comedic parts and straight up horror scary stuff. I know it's weird to see Thor in a horror movie, but honestly, way better than anything else he's done. Number 9. In the 1985 film Cat's Eye, what creature attempts to steal the life out of a young Drew Barrymore? A troll. Alright. I haven't seen this movie in years, and I couldn't tell you one thing about this movie right now. Is it weird that I'm expecting you to get this question right? Either way, I'm sure this movie is a lot better than Drew Barrymore's talk show these days. Number 10. Why does Lance Henriksen's character summon the demon Pumpkinhead? To seek revenge for his son's death. Lance Henriksen is an amazing dude. He kills it in every role he's ever played. I got to meet him and discuss his book with him a few years ago, and I've got to add that he was one of the nicest people I've ever met. Pumpkinhead as a movie is very underrated in my opinion. A great story, mythos, great special effects, and Lance's performance really draws you in. Too bad none of the sequels were any good.
Here we are again, at the end of another episode of My Cadaver's Horror Pub Trivia. Sad times.
Don't worry, folks. We've got more coming at you.
And so do us a favor, if you have any feedback for us, email us at contact@horrorpubtrivia.com. And also, make sure to check out the Corpsecast podcast at corpsecollective.com and wherever other fine podcasts are found.
Well, I guess that's all we have for you this episode.
I'm Mike Cadaver.
And I'm Betty Cadaver.
We will catch you guys later.
You call this power, man.